Don't ask me why, but I woke up. No, maybe this will give you a little insight on how my mind works. Even when I just wake up, like I just woke up a little bit ago, and I had this flashback to this encounter that I had many, many years ago, and it was very frightening for me because there was a lot of there were a lot of lines being blurred, and that was around the time where I was kind of going through my own inner stuff and some outer stuff, and there's a lot of confusion. Like there were a lot of things I didn't understand, and excuse me, there were a lot of dynamics that I didn't have experience with yet because I hadn't had the opportunity to experience them yet. I'm not going to go into too many details about the encounter itself because it's not important. What's important is the introspective part that came with that experience. So basically, the epiphany that I had surrounding that whole ordeal was, a lot of us, not even me, but I'll obviously use myself as an example. When you're going through lots of difficult things, whether they're, within yourself or surrounding yourself, there's a lot of roads you can take. You can take the easy route, or you can take, excuse me, or you can take, go down the long road of, getting yourself together and doing the healing thing. And that takes a long time to do. A lot of people don't usually take that route because of how difficult and strenuous and tumultuous that route can be. And then there's the easy way, and then that's the part that I had the epiphany about. Sometimes when you're in difficult situations, whether they're in yourself or around you, or your dynamics with people or, aren't going well or whatever it is that's going on, sometimes you get presented with a choice. And sometimes that option, it's temptation and instant gratification. Because obviously when you're going through difficult things, what a lot of us want is something that soothes us, something that's going to make us feel good, or something that's going to take our pain away. But I think what a lot of us fail to understand is that a lot of that instant gratification and all that stuff, it's temporary. It's only temporary. It's only going to make you feel good for however long you hold on to that thing, and then it's going to be very fleeting, and then you're going to be right back where you started. So I was presented with that same option. And, like I said, a lot of people will usually take that instant gratification because it's going to make them forget about what they're going through in their own lives. But they don't think about the consequences of taking those options. Because, in my specific situation, yes, this person made me feel very good. It was, the dynamic and the interactions were very electric. I didn't understand why they were, but they were. And I was like, oh man, when I'm around this person, they make me feel so good. And if only I had the cojones to, to step over the threshold and just give in to the whirlwind of, all the things that this person made me feel. But I said, you know what, I can't do that, and I was very conflicted. I went through a lot of different emotions on top of all the stuff that I was already going through. And, the consensus with me, myself, and I was, okay, no, you can't do this because you're not that type of person. Because this person was connected to another person. So I guess I should have mentioned that at least. This person was connected to somebody else already, like they were, I don't know, maybe it was an entanglement. I don't know what the whole situation was because this person said a lot of different things, but that's usually how it works too. So I'm just gonna say this person was connected to somebody else, and I knew myself well enough to know that, listen, we're not that type of person. We will never do that, And the consequences of you becoming entangled with this person that's already connected to somebody else is that, I mean, just putting it plain and simple, something catastrophic can come with this, and you already have enough going on as it is. So although this situation makes you forget about things and it's very light and airy and electric in all its different ways, you cannot do this because you're gonna fuck some shit up, and you already have enough going on. So that's the epiphany I had about that whole situation. Like, that was my moment of truth. Like, are you who you say you are and who you've been all these years, or are you going to give in to the temptation, in a sense, and just take this opportunity that's being presented to you because it takes away temporarily the things that you're going through? And that's the trap, So did I take that route? No. Did it feel good while I was kind of in it? Yes, it felt very nice. It was very delicious in a sense. But I knew better because I was like, okay, well, listen, we all have, we've all seen the Jerry Springer show and like all those, the Maury show, Maury Povich. We've all seen how those kinds of things play out. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be on another episode of whatever shows they got out like that. I don't have time for the drama. I already have enough drama going in within me. It's time for me to get the fuck out of here. So, long story short, don't take the easy option when it's going to cause more, when it could possibly, I should say, cause more destruction for you in the long term. Like, really think about what it is you're gonna get yourself involved with, because it may not be worth it. So don't take the easy route just because it's made available to you. Sometimes you're gonna have to take the longer route and the harder journey so that you understand, because it's just gonna be better for you. Temptation sometimes is not worth it. It's very fleeting, and it's just not going to be worth it sometimes. So just make choices accordingly to your values and your morals. Obviously, some of us don't have morals and values, so but try your best to keep yourself out of harm's way. Take your feelings out of it and just say, okay, you know what, this is probably not wise for me. As hard as a choice as it is, make it anyway.